Step one, in order to experience freedom, we have to surrender aggressively to God. Versus what? Passively, casually, selectively, and hesitatingly. William Marston said, "On the plains of hesitation bleach the bones of countless millions who on the threshold of victory sat down and waited. And in waiting, they died." I'm not talking about jerk aggressive. I'm talking about dynamic, fully committed aggressive. In Job chapter 22, there's a discussion going on about how to defeat sin. And one of Job's friends says this. He says, "Stop quarreling with God. If you agree with him, you will have peace at last, and things will go well for you." Now, I know that Job's friends didn't give him all the best advice, but I'll tell you what, pretty good advice. If that was the issue for Job. There's 3 words: stop, agree, and peace. You know, when you have to win freedom in an issue in your life, you have to press the pause button. You got to stop. And then you have to consider, how's my plan working? It's not working so great. Maybe I should get a new plan. And then we move over from our plan to God's plan. And then the peace comes. Did you hear the video? When Greg Outlaw said, "No pain, Doc." Jesus Christ did something. Well, Jesus said this about getting you free. He says, "Anyone who intends to come with me has to let me lead." You're not in the driver's seat. I am. All of us know guys who have tried to backseat drive God. Now, how oxymoronic is that? Keyword, moron. You don't backseat drive God. But to do that, to surrender aggressively, you got to have an attitude, and it's found in the Bible. In 1 Peter 5:6 says this, says, "Humble yourselves under the mighty power of God, and in his good time, he will honor you." That word humble in the Greek is tapeno. It means flexible. It means you're pliable in God's hand. So you got a freedom issue. You got to exchange your plan for God's plan. To do that, you got to surrender aggressively. To surrender aggressively means to be flexible in God's hand, to humble yourselves under God's mighty hand. Now, God brings his plan to the issues of our life. He's given it to us in his word. You can respond to God in 3 ways. And we're going to give you the plan, and you can respond to the plan in 3 ways. You can respond in pride. And the message of pride is, I know better. Be sort of like me. You know, I chase the little white ball around every now and then. I'm a hack golfer, but it'd be like me going up to Tiger on the practice range at Pebble Beach and saying, "Hey, Tiger, I was watching you practice a little, and I noticed on your takeaway, it's a little fast. You're coming a little too far past parallel at the top of your swing, and slow it down." See, the difference between me and Tiger is the same distance between me and one of his drives, okay? And yet, we have the audacity to tell God his business. The language of pride is, I know better. You can respond to the plan we're going to talk about in fear. Fear says, hey, I know my needs better. And this really simple equation is, hey, God, I hear what you're saying. But if I do it your way in this area, my needs aren't going to get met. It's where we just kind of pull short, and we fear that if we do it God's way, that somehow we're going to lose out. Well, Jesus said, the man who seeks to gain his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and for the sake of the gospel will find it. So that feeling of fear is going to be pregnant in you winning freedom. Third response is the one we want. It's the response of faith. And the message of faith is what? You know better.